Hello everybody and welcome back to Juno New Origins, where last episode we completed another air race and I wanted to see, we need this splashdown mission. So I don't know how we need to do this. That'll be interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to launch this plane as it is right now. This plane is not what we want to do for this, right? That's for sure. So we've got like the DSC secondary runway here. And this is probably where we want to launch this. This is for unlocking the DSC bay. And let's go ahead and launch this. And let's see what this ends up looking like. So, as far as this contract goes, we need to enter the bay out over here, traveling less than 20 meters per second, right? And that's it. So what if we just went over there in a car? Would that work? I would think it would. So let's choose our car here. So we would load craft and not the rocket car. Maybe not this car. This is an old car. Village race car? What car do we need? There's a lot of these. This is probably fine, to be honest. So let's just put this out on the secondary runway. And all we need to do is enter the bay. The question is, do we need to be in any particular position in the bay? And do these wheels end up giving us any propulsion at all in water? That's the question. As far as entering less than 20 meters per second, well, we're currently capping out at 16 meters per second. So that's not really a concern. We can just lock our heading here. That didn't appear to do the trick. Okay. But yeah, we can just go out over here. So we would need to land in that, right? It's clearly you're supposed to, like, launch from the pad and then land out over here. And that might be what we end up doing. I just want to investigate the situation out over here a little bit. So let's accelerate this up a bit and get out here a little faster. We're traveling at, like, 26 meters per second right now. But that'll slow down a lot. I don't expect that we're... Well, that was awkward. Okay, we managed to survive. That's one of those physics bugs. I don't expect that we're going to be able to get significant amounts of, well, traction when we're in the water. But I'm wondering how necessary that even is. Okay, hi physics bug. Okay, let's get back going on track here. So we're about 2 kilometers away from this position, right? And that's going to be a problem when we hit the water. I don't know if we're going to float or if we're going to sink. And I'm willing to bet that we're not going to be able to get any movement here. We sink. And we're able to travel along the bottom here. Remarkable. At 4 meters per second, this is going to take a while, and it really wants to drift off to the side. This should theoretically be doable, though. But I kind of don't want to. I kind of want to do this semi-properly. So let's... I don't actually want to retry. I want to undo this. And we can make a pretty scaled-down launcher. So we're going to probably make a new vehicle here. Do we want this to be crewed? No, it doesn't have to be. Okay, so let's make a new craft. And let's put in a nose cone up top. And then a fuel tank here. We don't need to go very far. So we would just put in maybe a mage engine. And actually, I'm thinking we don't actually have the nose cone up top. We ditch this, and instead, we put in a parachute. And that parachute would need to be scaled up a bit. Something like that. Okay, so let's put this out on the DSC launch pad for right now. And that launch cost alone is like half of the money we would make from this. So it's out over that way, huh? Okay, so we would position this to be a heading of about here. And we'd want this to be like here or so. Now, we probably wouldn't need full thrust to lift this thing off, I wouldn't think. Let's see about 25% thrust. Okay, we're going to need more than that. Let's see about maybe 50% thrust. Okay, at this point, I want to be bringing us directly over this way. Okay, cutting the engine. Shoot out. Maybe a little early on that chute going out. But we can burn ourselves out over this direction. Cut that engine. The chute pulled us really far over there. Okay, again. Engine cut. Yeah, I think we're a little too early on the chute here. We could just redo this. This seems quite simple, though, with this design. So we would just need to line this up and put it about here or so. I was just slightly too early on the overall chute position there. Throttle up to somewhere around 50% thrust. And off we go. So getting a little bit of altitude here, and then dropping this down to maybe about a 5-degree pitch or so. Okay. So this time, we're going to let ourselves go a little further. Engine off. Shoot out. Now we should be good. Okay, so we just let this drop on down, and this should satisfy all the conditions of the contract. In theory. Don't hit the water faster than 20 meters per second, and we won't. So that seems wonderful. Let's just let this gently coast on down. Okay, we're about 10 meters above the ground, or rather the water, and there we go. So we'll end that flight, and the launch cost was 2.71 million, and the money awarded was 400K. But we can recover this craft, and we can get 2.42 million back, and I think we were still profitable there? Maybe. We might have been profitable. Okay, so as far as this goes, there's no progression missions currently available. I'm going to refresh our contracts. Okay, so now we have the alley race here. Is this the car variant? I think this is the car variant. So let's hop in here, and the car that we have in here that we found, I don't think is anywhere near fast enough. So we are going to do loadcraft, and there's probably a car in here, right? I should clean some of these out. A lot of these aren't very important anymore. Let's see here. What is this new? Okay. That's our plane there. This is our rocket car. I don't know if this is fast enough. We will see. So we need to put this out at the alley base, right? For this contract. Okay, so the start checkpoint is out over there. And let's see how fast this vehicle is. It's reasonably speedy, going at like 50 meters per second. Okay. That seems reasonably fine. "95% certain this is a ground race, not an air race. But we're about to find out. So the start checkpoint is right up over there. Looks like we're just supposed to... Yeah. We're supposed to take this little patch here. Okay. I'm braking right now. I always change the camera type when braking because I hit the wrong button. It's amazing. So we're going to head out over here. We're still in the wrong camera type. This is still the wrong camera type. Okay, I think this is correct. I also think this is the camera type we were before. Amazing. Okay, so we'll break down here and let's see what this is. Okay, checkpoint 2 is up over there. So we have 5 minutes to get through this. And let's just accelerate on up. We want to lose as little speed as possible because we need to go quite a ways here, apparently. We've got 5 minutes to do this, and the question is this vehicle fast enough? Well, we're cruising along nicely for now. 50 meters per second. We could definitely soup this up if we need to. Okay, so checkpoint 2 is out over here. Where is checkpoint 3? There are 8 total checkpoints, and this one's quite a distance. Okay, so here's checkpoint 2. Checkpoint 3 is out this way. Okay. We're going to have to go, I think, around this wall. Presumably. Whoa, that was exciting. That was very exciting. Okay. So, sure, that was a thing. Checkpoint 3 is right here. So that's noted. Let's go ahead and retry this. So I'm not sure if that was a bug or if that was an expected event from a lip kind of like this. That's definitely something we can figure out. So, the start checkpoint and checkpoint 2 are quite far apart, but checkpoint 3 is faster. Okay, that was definitely a physics bug there. But it's manageable. I do kind of want to pull this back, though. I feel like we can definitely get some more speed out of this. So we're currently running car tires, right? And that's probably fine. I want to check in on this, though. So, yeah, we're running car wheels here. Our torque is very, very high. So we might want to turn down the torque here. The top speed is still 57.2. So the gear ratio, having this be low, is fine. We don't need torque at all, though, in theory. I'm not sure what that'll do to our acceleration. I think our acceleration is going to be hot garbage. But this will boost up our top speed. So let's see what that does to the acceleration. Yeah, that's about what I expected. There is no acceleration. So that is absolutely understood. That is actually what I expected to have happen there. So we're going to need to have some amount of torque. That's fine. So we're going to need to find where we want that torque to be dialed in at. And I actually kind of want to try the Alley 28R and see if that's a closer position to this start point. Not exactly. Okay. So we have some acceleration. It's very low. This isn't surprising at all. Let's pull that back and let's get a little bit more acceleration here. So I'm going to put our torque up to maybe around 10.4. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, that definitely is a little bit more acceleration. Heavy on the little. Very heavy on the little. We can go up to 2x and build up speed on the way down here. So it looks like that puts us right in the start point, right? And then we're going directly to checkpoint 2. So this means, of course, that our lack of acceleration is causing us significant issues if we start here. Yeah, that immediately spawns us right in it and facing the wrong way. So I'm going to undo an exit. Let's turn this thing around. That's mission number 1. So I'm going to grab the core component here. And we're just going to turn it around 180 degrees, like that. That makes a lot more sense. Then we could have some sort of a, like, kick booster to accelerate us up, or we could just boost up the torque here, which is what I'm going to do. Let's take this up to about 30. And let's see what that feels like. This is still a top speed of 103. So now we don't need to turn around, and our acceleration should be slightly better. Heavy on the slightly, but we are getting going. Okay. I want more torque. That's all there is to it. So we're just going to max out the torque now. That's going to use a lot more power, but that's fine. I want the acceleration for this. If we're going to be starting in the start point, and that time trial is going immediately, I want to maximize our acceleration while also keeping our maximum speed basically as high as it's going to go. The main problem that we're going to have now is physics bugs. Physics bugs are going to be a significant issue. So that is absolutely noted. But we can definitely accelerate this up reasonably well. And on these sort of big straightaways, we can get some pretty decent speed going. This is about the speed of the max speed of the previous design. We're now exceeding it. And we might have to turn down our turn radius here. We'll see what that feels like. Feels okay as long as we don't hit that. Okay, sure. So now our acceleration is going to be a problem, right? We can get accelerated back up. We may want to turn up the gear ratio somewhat, because this acceleration is still quite low. So I think that is probably the best thing to do at this point, is turn up the gear ratio slightly. So we would come in here, set the gear ratio to like 1.2. Yeah, that does drop the top speed, but that's probably okay. That'll give us a fair amount of additional acceleration. We weren't hitting that top speed on that straightaway anyway, so that seems relatively fine. It's definitely a little bit more acceleration. It's not a tremendous amount of acceleration, but it is more. But yeah, this first checkpoint here is quite a long ways away. No doubt about that. I was also unimpressed with our turn radius as we were attempting to turn for checkpoint 3. But we're a little too much on the turn radius for this section. Kind of wild. Like, it's a little too sensitive right now. But there we go. So there's checkpoint 2. And then we need to head on around to checkpoint 3. Yeah. Now we're upside down. And we can just go in reverse, I suppose. So we lose our Drew, and that's maybe not the worst thing in the world. Do we even need to have him here? No, we don't. So honestly, we should probably just undo an exit and get rid of our Druid entirely. And just run it something like this. We can get rid of the camera as well. That's unnecessary. And that'll save us some weight, as well as some drag. So that's all very good. And then we can just make our way on out here. And if we flip upside down, we can just go in reverse, in theory. I say if. When we flip upside down. Although, without the weight of the Drew there, it might make things a little bit different. We'll see how that goes. Really, though, it's those wheel physics bugs that really hurt us in these sorts of things. When we switch from one chunk to another, there's often a big jump that is... It comes out of nowhere. It's manufactured by the physics engine, right? And that is problematic to deal with in some ways. Okay, let's get to checkpoint 2 here. And let's get turning. Excellent. That was much better. Did not notice a physics bug there. So that looks good. Now, checkpoint 3, we know that we've got that going on. Okay, we're inverted now. We needed a break for checkpoint 3 anyway, so I guess it's fine. Okay, checkpoint 3. Where's checkpoint 4? Up inside. What? Are we intended to go through this gate? Apparently reverse, we don't build up anywhere near the same amount of speed. Apparently we are intended to go through that gate. Okay, noted. So being upside down is a problem. I don't think we can fit through here either. No, we can't. So we're going to have to go out over here and around. We're probably going to fail the time component of this because we're upside down. And upside down, I think our reverse is not as powerful. But maybe that's not the case. Okay. Let's slow this down a bit and let's head in here. Okay. And now we are heading out over this way. Checkpoint 5 is only a couple meters away. Sure. Now we're pushing this barrel. Let's not do that. We are reversed right now. We still have 2 minutes to get through this. So 208 meters to checkpoint 6. This might be doable still. Okay. Checkpoint 7 is up over there. Okay, sure. So we have about a minute and a half here to get 2 checkpoints. Ooh, that was a sharp turn. Sharper than I expected. Okay. Checkpoint 8. What? Oh. Oh. We have to go up through that. Which we're currently stuck. We can't move. We're going to have to try that again. Is there another way to do that, I wonder? I don't know if we're narrow enough to actually fit through that. Obviously, we can't do it right now. But I don't know if we're narrow enough. We're going to need to go run a test. So we're going to ignore the checkpoint because what we need to do is we need to go to the base out over here and just check. I'm not actually concerned about this right now. We're going to retry it. I want to see if we need to narrow up these wheels because we might not be able to fit into that. If we need to narrow the wheels, that's fine. We can do that. We have a fair amount of axle room here, right? So we can definitely narrow it up some. But we got to go find out. Now that we know broadly where all of the points are, this thing really likes to be upside down. Now that we know broadly where all of the points are, it should be fine. Go on. Get going forward. There you go. It still feels like our acceleration when we're upside down is worse. That's for sure. But yeah, it very, very, very much likes flipping upside down. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. We definitely have enough time to do this with the current speed. The only question is one of space. Do we have enough room? Oh, we flipped back upside right. Okay, cool. Let's go. Do we have enough room to fit through that storage container, right? That's the question here. But again, those sorts of flips, those are wildly unrealistic. That's not a thing that would happen on this sort of flat terrain. That is all a physics bug, but we just got to deal with it. So we're just heading up over here and seeing about fitting through this guy. Obviously, this is not going to complete the objective. I just want to make sure that we can. We didn't nail it previously, and that's understood. Okay, braking, and let's bring this guy on in. I wasn't even sure where we were supposed to go in on the approach last time. So let's see if we can even fit in here. The answer is yes, we can, but we need to come at it at a bit of a run because we don't have enough torque to make it up that ramp. We could fix that by increasing our gear ratio. But we can definitely fit inside, and if we have enough momentum, then we can shoot straight through. Like that. But we need to have enough speed to make it up and onto here, right? So I think it's very clear at this point that we're going to have to increase our gear ratio. We don't need quite as much top speed as we have here. We now know how much top speed we need, and it's probably somewhere around 64. So let's just increase the gear ratio there, and we'll give that another go. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to get this race completed. I'm quite confident that this will get done fairly easily from here. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy Magar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and of course, all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time.